Welcome to another great episode of Real Estate Straight No Chaser with Tara. Today we're going to continuing on our series on the 3 reasons why people don't own. And we started off with money, and we moved into credit, which is reason number 2. And as promised on my last episode, I'm going to give you some tips to get your credit scores up. And the last tip, so you got to hang on to the end, is the best tip. But I'm gonna tell you a story about it when I get to that part. Tip number 6. I'm sorry, tip number 7. All right, so let's start off on our tips to getting your credit score up. Tip number 1: have your utility bills or your cellular bills added to your credit report. So if you're paying things on time, utility-wise, get that stuff added to your credit report to boost your scores up. Tip number 2: pay your credit cards down to 30% or less of the balance. So let's say you have a Macy's Visa that has a $1,000 limit, then you need to have your balance with that card $300 or less. So that's your tip number 2, is to pay your credit card balances down to less than 30%. That's going to really cause your score to boost up. Tip number 3: keep your overall credit usage down to 20% or less. So let's just say all together you have several different credit cards and the balances all together total maybe $10,000. So all those the $10,000 is your total for all your credit cards. You need to have your balances for all your credit cards total up to less than 20%, which would be $2,000. Hope that was clear. And that was tip number 3. Tip number 4 is to get a secured credit card that reports to the credit bureaus. I do have a list of secured credit cards that I would recommend, but you're going to have to contact me directly for that stuff. I can't give it all away. Yes, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? I've learned. All right, so that was tip number 4, is get a secured credit card. Tip number 5 is what we call self-lender. And let me tell you a little bit more about self-lender. It is it's a savings account that shows up as a loan on your credit report. You pick the payment amount, the minimum payment amount, I know it's $25, and you pick the length of time, whether it be 1 year or 2 year. I strongly recommend that you have it automatically deducted from your checking or savings account, whatever you're using to fund your self-lender. And after your time, if you select to do it just for 1 year, after that time is up, they'll refund you the money that you paid over the year. Or you can continue on with your self-lender. And that is a huge, huge way to get them scores up. Self-lender, it's called Self. I think it's self.com. But like I said, you're going to have to contact me directly for those details. I'm not giving all this stuff away for free. All right, so self-lender is a way to get your scores up. The next way to get your scores up, tip number 6, is to not close any unused credit cards. As long as they're not costing you anything annually. And then 2, if you have a $10,000 limit with one credit card and there's nothing on it, it might be worth the annual fee to keep your overall, it might be a smart strategy to keep your overall credit usage down. if that one card has a $16,000 limit and you don't have anything on it, keep that one open no matter how much the daggum annual fee is, because it's worth it, because your overall credit usage is low because there's nothing on that card. So that's a great strategy, great tip. And I am about to roll into tip number 7. But before I give you this tip, I'm going to tell you a story behind this tip. Now, everybody that knows me and knows me personally knows that I started off as a mortgage lender. And, working on credit is what I did, because most of my clients at the time were first-time home buyers, did not realize the repercussions of having a bad credit. But yeah, you learn quick. And when I was a lender, my motto was, I'm not saying I was right, but if your credit didn't look like mine, why should you have a rate like mine? And that's pretty much how it is. So I learned some tricks to get people's scores up quickly. And this last tip, I'm going to tell you, but like I said, I'm going to give you the story behind it. I have a great credit score. My credit score today is roughly about 812. And I worked hard on that score. And I would help my folks, particular folks, to get their scores up by doing an authorized, allowing them to be an authorized user on my particular credit card, because I know my score is high enough, it'd bring theirs up. So here's the thing to that. When I did it, maybe out of the 5 times I did it, I think I did it 5 times. Out of the 5 times I did it, 3 of those people were not good credit risks to anybody. They ended up not paying their bills on time. But what I did was I helped them get their scores up so they can get the credit that they wanted or get the item that they wanted. And then once they got that item, they stopped paying. So I basically kind of, lack of a better word, I defrauded the creditor by giving this person that wasn't credit worthy an opportunity that they did not truly deserve. So this last tip, beware. User beware. If you're not comfortable enough to allow that person to truly have access to a credit card, I think my video cut off, but hopefully I'm back. If you're not comfortable enough to add the authorized user and give them an actual card to use with your name on it, on a shared account, don't do it. Don't do it. Because what you're actually doing is misrepresenting that person's character and ability to pay. And it's your score that you worked hard on, and your credit that you worked hard on, that you're pretty much lending out to help somebody else that's not worthy. So that's the tip, is the authorized user to your credit. I mean, there's more to it behind that. And of course, I'm not going to tell you that unless you call me. But so that's it. That's the tip. So that will be reason number 2. We have money. We have credit. Now, the 3rd Sunday in September, which is going to be September the 20th, I'm going to tell you reason number 3 why people don't own homes. And it's only one of the 3 reasons. And so next week is going to be a phenomenal week. If you don't watch any more of my episodes, you want to stay tuned for next week, because I promise you it's going to be a mind blower. So thanks for watching Real Estate Straight No Chaser with Tara. Hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you on the 3rd Sunday, because it's going to blow your mind. Have a great day.